Hello people, okay, welcome back to another video on the YouTube. That was weird, but it doesn't matter. So we're gonna go into the 6 fitness myths that I hear all the time that is holding so many of you guys back, and especially the busy individuals, the people who are building businesses, having high income careers, the people that are always busy creating the life of their dreams, are the people that just always making these excuses and why they can't actually get in to good shape and they can't achieve their dream physique. It's always down to these 6. So let's get stuck in with it. Right, the first myth I hear all the fucking time is I don't have time to train, and that is absolute bullshit. Okay, so even for people who have the busiest schedules in the world, you still have time to get to the gym, okay? So if we break it down, it's simple. You have 168 hours in the week, okay? Let's say 60 of those hours are going to work. It could even be 70, okay? But realistically, 60 to 70 hours is an absolute brutal work week. And realistically, there's not many of you guys who are doing more than that. And if you are, it's probably not actually productive work, and it actually might mean that you might need to actually decrease your work hours to become more productive. But, so we have work, 60. Then you got sleep, okay? 56. There's 8 hours a night, and most of you guys don't get 8 hours, but I'm just assuming it's 8. But we are gonna get 52 hours of free time. That's no working, and that's not sleeping. You have 52 hours, okay? That's food, and that's free time, okay? And in that free time is where you can train. 52, realistically, to be successful and actually build a physique that you're proud of, you only need 4 hours a week, maybe even 3 hours a week if you make it 45-minute sessions. You can actually have an awesome 4 sessions in a week for only 3 hours, okay? The difference is you don't have time, you're just not making time to schedule it, because with your busy schedules, okay, if you need to do something like a meeting or something like that, you will schedule it on your calendar and nothing will get in the way of that. That is what you need to do with your training. You need to make sure that your training is scheduled into your calendar and it gets done no matter what, because you have 52 hours of free time, so there is no excuse, okay? So there is no excuses not to go to the gym and eat healthier, because you have 3 hours to go to the gym. Oh, you have still got 49 hours left. Then you have time to meal prep, make your food, and then you probably have like 30 hours to watch TV and brain rot in front of Instagram Reels, and you're still gonna be the most productive person in any sort of room, and that is how you're gonna actually start looking like the best person, the better looking person in any sort of room. So that is myth number 1. The next excuse is, I've tried it before, it didn't work, because probably loads of people have already told you the fact that you do have time to go to the gym. You've probably heard that before. But then your next excuse is, I've tried it before and it didn't work. And this is the reason why. Because you make a plan in your head, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to eat healthy food. And then you try that, okay? And then it doesn't work because you don't track any metrics, you don't do anything. And then all of a sudden you stop, 6 months later, you try again, doesn't work again, and then you're just stuck in this vicious cycle until realistically you just stop altogether and you just accept being a fat slob. But the other way that you can do it, and this is the way that you should be doing it, is you need to be making a plan, okay? Then you're going to track your metrics, okay? This is super important, because let's say if you are running meta ads for your business, okay? You're running ads and you're not tracking the metrics within those ads, you're an idiot. You don't know what you need to do. You don't need to know what you adjust. That's like saying, oh, ads don't work. They do, you're just not tracking the metrics. It's the same with training. You need to actually track the metrics. Okay, so you make the plan, you track it, then you see what went right and what went wrong, and then you adjust the plan from there. And then all of a sudden, progress happens. And progress is the key. Progress is the key to motivation, and motivation is the key to progress. And that's how you're actually going to see lasting results, and you're not going to get stuck in this loop where you go plan, try, stop, and then you go to a plan again and you're just stuck in that times infinity. It just happens over and over again. That's how we get to actually seeing progress and getting to your goal physique. Okay, so we're getting somewhere now. Then what people are going to say is when they work out, they have enough time, then they're like, I've tried it before, it hasn't worked. Now the part where we're at is, I'll start when things calm down. I'll make the plan, I'll make the adjustments, I'll make things when things calm down. But this is the issue with people like yourself, people who are having business owners or having high income jobs, okay? You're waiting for things to calm down, okay? This is you, okay? And this circle represents a calm period where you can focus on your health and fitness goals. But I have a spoiler for you, okay? As you progress forward towards that calm period, the calm period gets further away from you because your personality doesn't allow calm. It's never going to happen. You're never going to experience a calm period where you can go to the gym. That's never going to happen. You need to try and work out how you can focus on your health and fitness goals whilst still being the busiest ever, because realistically, you're only going to get busier because ambitious guys like yourself are only going to get busy. So there's no point waiting until things calm down, because probably when things calm down is when you retire. And are you really going to wait until you're 60 to start getting into shape? Where realistically, why do you need to be in shape when you're 60? You want to be in shape when you're in your 20s and 30s, living the prime of your life. And what tends to happen is in those 20s and 30s, that is when you're busiest. So you need to start now, no matter if it's calm or not, okay? Start fucking now. Right, the next thing I hear, the next really common excuse is, I'm not a disciplined person. This is normally a reason of like compounding the last three different excuses. When all those three excuses start happening for so long, people start to believe it's just not meant to be, it's not going to happen, and they're not a disciplined person when it comes to their health and fitness journey. But this is where you are wrong, because you're able to build a great career, you're able to build a business, everything like that, but you just can't crack this. And that doesn't mean you're not disciplined in health and fitness, it just means that you haven't found the right system yet. Because a lot of these people, like I said in the second excuse, is they just make a plan, they expect to do it. They don't track the metrics and they don't adjust. Whereas when you're tracking the metrics and you're adjusting, that's when you come into a system. And as soon as you find a system that actually works for you and is easy to do every day and you can adjust, that's when that system all of a sudden goes onto a road and you become disciplined, because you're actually able to maintain the things that you said you're going to do every day. And that makes you consistent. And when you're consistent, that's when you're going to actually see progress, which is going to lead to more motivation. More motivation is going to lead to more progress. And then all of a sudden, you have reached the physique of your dreams. So it's literally just a case of, if you're not a disciplined person, find a system that works where you can adjust the metrics each week, and then all of a sudden you'll become disciplined, progress, motivation, results, bosh. Right, so you're gonna hear this all the time. Oh, getting in shape is easy. It's just eat less, move more. And at its core, it is, because realistically, it's just thermodynamics. Energy in needs to be greater than energy out, and then all of a sudden you are going to lose fat. But this is a trap that most people fall into, in thinking that it's too simple. And that is where people don't actually track the metrics and they don't adjust. Because it's not just energy in versus energy out. It's hunger management. It's making sure you're eating enough protein. It's making sure that you're doing sessions that you enjoy. It's making sure that you're just enjoying the whole process. That is where it is so much more than just eat less, move more. It's a lot more than that. But people always get a little bit sort of like they oversimplify. Oh, I'm just going to eat less, move more. But realistically, at its core, that doesn't really work, mainly because there's so many other factors that are going to come into play. And this is where it comes back to a really simple rule: is make a plan, make a plan, track the metrics, and then adjust the plan so it actually works for your life. And then all of a sudden you've created that system which is going to make you more disciplined, and the whole eat less, move more thing is just going to be absolute bullshit, because you found a system that works for you. Okay, the last excuse I hear all the time, and it just gets in the way of so many goals and it just stops people from going to the gym, is cardio is the only way to lose fat. And majority of people don't like doing cardio because it's not fun. When your heart rate goes rushing up, it's just not a very nice experience, and most people don't like doing that. So they don't go to the gym, so they don't actually make progress with their fitness goals. But that is wrong. Cardio is needed. It's a part of the equation, but it's not the only way that you're going to lose fat. There's so many other metrics, like tracking your food, like making sure that you're doing enough output. So this could be your steps, this could be cardio, and then it also could be to do with how much muscle you have. And if you're not going to the gym and lifting weights, you're not going to be able to maintain muscle. And that means that if you can't maintain muscle, your metabolism is going to go down. And if your metabolism goes down, you're going to be eating not that much food, and which means you're going to be hungry. And then because of that, you're either not going to be able to lose the fat, or you're just going to become a very skinny person, which no one wants. They're in the gym, they go to the gym to actually become the best version of themselves, which tends to mean they want muscle. Bosh. So because of that, you need to be making sure that to lose fat, you're not just doing cardio, you're also going to the gym and lifting weights. You're also going out and doing your steps. You are also going out and doing your cardio, and finally making sure that you're eating enough protein. When you're eating enough protein and you're doing all these other things, that is when it's going to maintain muscle and even maybe grow a little bit of muscle in a deficit. And then the muscle is going to stabilize your metabolism, and your metabolism is going to stabilize how much food you need to eat to actually lose fat, which is going to make your life so much more enjoyable and actually make losing weight an actual enjoyable process for the first time in your life is actually possible. So they are the 6 excuses that I hear all the time in the DMs, on calls with my clients. And these excuses, as I've just proven, are absolute bullshit. But if you are finding that you are stuck in one of these excuses and you can't actually move past it and actually start making progress with those fitness goals, just DM me the words coach on Instagram at It's Louis Guinness, and we'll have a chat about how we can actually get you past these excuses and actually making progress. But thank you and peace out.